Want to get married but don't have a significant other? Well, you are in luck because in Kyoto, Japan, a new company called Cerca Travel is offering solo weddings. Yeah, that's right. We've got some more info for you. Japanese luxurious wedding kimono or dress. You can have an on-location photo shoot and an entire experience tour. Here's what it says on the website. You are single and you don't know if you are able to get married and have a wedding ceremony in the near future, but you would like to have some new pictures of yourself in a wedding gown or in a gorgeous bridal kimono now when you are young and beautiful. Steve, I can see this is for you. Or you even believe that you don't really have to get engaged to be able to wear a bridal outfit. Or you're already married but didn't have a proper ceremony with a beautiful dress and find this fact to be quite regretful. Or you did wear a dress, but it was so long ago that you would like to experience it again. Or you were too busy with the wedding preparations to enjoy yourself fully during the special day and you're looking for a second chance. Offer yourself an opportunity to experience the feeling of being a princess in the beautiful and charming city of Kyoto. Okay, so just to be very clear, you're not actually marrying yourself. It's not actually a solo wedding, but you get to experience it either again or it's like a redo or a first time if you don't have somebody yet and you look good and you're young.
So you don't even have a ceremony.
There's no ceremony.
Yeah, you just get dolled up and you get all these pictures taken and you go through the motions that a bride will go through right before the wedding with all the pictures, all that. And then you can have a nice keepsake. Look how beautiful I looked in this outfit and here I am. So I love it. I think it's a great idea, yeah.
Who do you think this appeals to the most? The girl that's, say, 22 and she's like, I'm young and I look good now and I want these pictures now, but I don't have a boyfriend? Or does it appeal more to the one that, like, it all went wrong? You know what I mean?
I would say, well, not it all went wrong, but the reality, I find this interesting because it's like, it's a real modern take on wedding. It's like wedding cosplay, you know?
Right. Yeah, literally,
and so, but when you're actually getting married, the bride is usually fighting with her mother. I mean, it's traditional marriage, you know, fighting with her mother. The flowers aren't right. She's screaming at the caterer and so on and so forth.
The seating chart. Everyone goes nuts about the seating chart.
Yeah. And so you can't really enjoy it. I mean, some people do, but it's difficult to. And also the groom does nothing but ruin weddings. I mean, the groom is just. If the best, ideally the groom is just there, doesn't say much, but often he's like really hungover from the bachelor party, or his degenerate friends are there ruining it or whatever. So the groom is a real hindrance to a good marriage, a good wedding. And so
and a good marriage.
And a good marriage too. So
yeah.
I think these are women who are trying to isolate all the best things about a wedding and cut out all the fat and the unpleasantness.
I think you're overanalyzing it. I think it's just, well, first of all, it costs $2,500, so it's not super cheap,
right?
But it's also way cheaper than an actual wedding. I just think it's for people who have the money to have a fun experience. I think that's all it is. So whether you've had a good wedding or a bad wedding, whatever it is, you want to get dolled up and feel special and take all these great pictures. And there are versions of this in the U.S. in the sense that you can get glammed up.
Yep.
And they take pictures of you, right? So the glamour shots is a much scaled down version, but it's similar, right? And I think it appeals more to an older woman who wants to maybe kind of relive her past or redo it in some way. I think or maybe a young girl who wants to just kind of see what it would feel like. But Malcolm is right in the sense that a real wedding, even when everything does go right, it's still stressful. I mean, because you have to make sure that all your guests are happy and everyone's having a good time, and something always gets screwed up. Okay, always. The flowers are not right, the food is wrong. Something goes wrong, so it's stressful. And so at my wedding, everything went pretty much according to plan, and I'm not a stressed out person. I don't really care, but at the same time, I was excited and there was like this nervous energy. It was so I could barely eat. And I remember everyone telling me, how good the food was at my wedding, but I was like, I don't recall at all.
Yeah.
And then like 6 months later, my parents threw me a second reception in New Jersey for people who couldn't make it out to California. And that one, I was so relaxed. I ate like a pig. I got drunk. I danced more. It was great.
Yeah.
And there was something liberating about it not being the real thing, but kind of a real thing.
Right. So people put so much pressure on themselves for the weddings and everything. So I get it that this isn't a real wedding, but couldn't you see this being the next step in what happens in America? So so gays are going to get married, fine. Everything's going to be fine. I know. It freaks you people out. but it's going to happen.
You know, it's ruining our marriages because you guys are getting
I
married.
know. The damage I've already done to your personal relationships. But I really could see this becoming something in America. People marrying themselves. People that say, I don't want to get married. I don't believe in the institution of marriage, or I don't have a significant other, but I want the shit. Because so much of it's about the shit. You want the cookware and the knives and all that
Really?
other
I don't
stuff.
want any of that stuff.
If you have a lot of friends,
because your wife's using it to feed you. You
It's
just don't
true.
see it.
If you have a lot of friends who got married and you spent a lot of money
Right.
on them, and then you were like, hey, I want some of it to come back to me. What I think is really great about this, if it does go the direction you're talking about, is that another problem that a lot of couples have traditionally is sort of wedding night jitters. You know, like what's going to happen, especially if they have saved themselves for marriage. But if it's just you, if it's just you,
not by choice, I have a feeling.
if it's just you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because you're worried you're not going to be sexually compatible maybe with this person. But if it's just yourself, you already know you're going to have a good
You're
time.
good to go.
Yeah.
You're going to get some that
You're going
night.
to get some and it's going to go nicely.
That was a very handy tip.